Good afternoon, fellow Plexers. I have an interesting one for you. It's another Jason video, and this popped up because I was tagged by Daniel, our mod of the group. So let's take a look at this post for a second. Where is it? Okay, so why is this not working? Here's the link to it. There's the database number from the TVDB. So our anonymous member is Jason, and this is how he's got it formatted. Korea, the Forgotten War, in brackets, TVDB ID with the database number after a dash. Well, that's obviously not a Plex um, formatting. So, Jason, it all starts with this. This is the naming Bible for any TV show. And if we drop down someplace here, this paragraph tells us the two source IDs can either be the movie database or the TV database. And as I say in all my videos that involve a Plex TV series, the TV database is more flexible, but episode ordering is pulled by default from TMDB when you create a new library unless you change it. Now let's get into Emby's naming guide. Emby allows this kind of stuff. Look at this. TVDB in brackets like you have it. TVDB ID. I can't tell what's different. TVDB ID. That looks the same to me. TVDB without the ID in brackets. TVDB. These two are the same, just like these two are the same. And then in curly braces like Plex, TVDB, but Plex doesn't allow the ID. So this is where it's a match in both Emby and Plex. But you can't use any of the other Emby options. So let's go to TMDB. There is not this series listed. It looks like there's this TV show and movie that are both the same listing. So at TVDB, there is a listing, but this is the interesting thing. It was just created today by Smog the Terrible. Jason, is that you? So there's no way Plex can add this, because if this was you and created today, Plex can't pick it up. Plex does a daily scan or maybe two daily scans of the different source ID databases that are used. IMDb and TMDB for movies, and TMDB and TVDB for series. So it'll take at least a day before this will match in Plex if you've added this to the database. But what I'm wondering is, I assume you probably grabbed this from that big DVD collection of wars that you've got, and this is as if it's from 2025. There's no year listed for this. Are you sure it's not this 2006 series? Hold on, I'm going to pause the video, see if I can find the URL that lists all the series in that big war DVD collection that I tried to help you with last time or a while back. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find that URL. I have it. Yeah, so I did this video for you. Plex, how to add in a time of war the complete history of U.S. war shadow box collection. Now this, not a TV show, and I explained all that in this video. And I think this had a listing of everything that was in this series. Let's do this. Let's search for Korea. 23 items. All right, Korea, the Forgotten War. 3 DVDs. All right, so we just need to find the American Army combat team in Korea as an episode. Possibly here. Let's go to all seasons. And let's find all right, so that's not helpful. Let's do it this way. The first 40 days. Let's search the other way. Nothing. I'm just double checking to make sure there's not 2 things listed here. Korea, the Forgotten War. Let's go back and see what else we have. Same series, but in color. Let's see if it's this 2008 one. Well, this is a movie, not a series. Let's try this one. Three episodes could be 3 DVDs. Well, my hunch may not be a cool one. So if we go into this entry that was just made and look at seasons, the truth is our defense. Oh, what did I do? How did I lose that? All right, let me find that URL again. Be right back. Okay, back in business. So we're looking for this episode. All right, so it didn't exist at TMDB. You did enter it yourself, is what I'm guessing. You did not associate a year with it. Let's try to help out with that. Korea, the Forgotten War. There's an image. All right, let's see if we can get a year, director, or something out of this. Too bad it wasn't on Prime. I might be able to get more details that way. Release date, 2010. All right, Jason, you should add some more entries to the TMDB listing. 2010 would be nice, the release date. So 16 hours of content. Let's go back to this. All right, so this was created today by you, and Plex does not have all of us scan either TMDB or TVDB. Daily, maybe multiple times a day, they scan all the information and they use the results of their scan to create their agent and scanner for the TV show library. So you're on the right track. You created the entry, adjust it, and make a year. Now that we know that it's 2010, we can fix this naming that I did with FileBot. And again, it's going to take a full day at least for the changes you make now at TVDB to filter through the channel of Plexus scanners that then we can take advantage of it. Let's rename all of these. All right, so now I've got some good file names. Let's see what happens. And I can tell you, nothing's going to happen that'll be worthwhile right now. Paste into folder. Let's go to my Plex server. So this is on the new DXP 4800 Plus Ugreen NAS I picked up as another bench system. So there is absolutely no metadata because there's none in Plex's scanner. And your library has to be set globally to pull episode ordering from the TVDB and not the movie database. Or at the show level, but let me see, I don't think this will work until it has more info. Yeah, I'm not seeing the ability to set this to TMDB, TVDB, or TVDB DVD order. And actually, that might be something you'd want to do. You might want to have this listed as TVDB and error ordering at TVDB for a full listing. But anyway, this is getting complicated. It's not a bad thing to create your own listing when you need it. I've never done it, but this is good for anybody else who's going to break apart this big War Series collection. But you won't get anything until it filters to Plex, because our servers do not scan IMDb or TMDB for a movie library, and they do not scan TMDB or TVDB for a TV show library. Those databases would have a fit if hundreds of thousands of Plex users were scanning them directly each time we added new media to our libraries. So Plex's scanner and agent is made up of the daily scans Plex does of all the databases involved with the TV show. And there's more than just TMDB and TVDB. Posters now come from someplace else for movies. I'm not sure if that's true for TV shows too. But this is a complex one, Jason. Add the year to the entry at TVDB. And then today is Tuesday on the East Coast at 5:45 p.m. Forget about trying to scan this show properly. Wednesday, Thursday morning, try to scan it. I'm going to try to remember to see if my dummy files will pick up the information that hopefully you'll edit into TVDB tonight. So we've kind of explored this. Your only option was to edit to TVDB, but it's not a complete listing yet without the year. The rest of it looks pretty decent from just how I took a look at it. and you're on the right track, but, I don't know where you're coming up that you can use Emby file naming rules for Plex. This is your document, naming and organizing your TV show files. If you're using Plex, this is how you have to name. And you can still point Emby or Jellyfin at the same media because this is one of the compliant options. Plex's option is compliant here. And you can actually use TMDB or IMDB as source IDs with Emby, but there's no way you can use IMDB as a source ID for a Plex TV show library. All right, so happy Plexing, and I'll try to remember Thursday to come back and take a look to see if I've scanned this myself.